Your models are painted. You know the rules. You found one, two, maybe a group of people that you want to play with, and you're ready to roll some dice. But with a new version of Killteam, turns out we're going to be able to play with ourselves. But is it going to be as much fun? Let's have a chat about it and find out. Hello, and welcome back. I'm Wayne. As I said in the intro, we're going to be able to play Killteam by ourselves. Well, by ourselves and with friends on the same team. That's right, Jointops is going to be a thing. Now, what I want to talk about in this video is if that's going to be a good thing for you, or if it's something you're not too bothered about. Let's get into it. But before we do, if you like these videos, don't forget to subscribe. And if you've got anything to say about this, let me know down in the comments. Killteam is one of the games that I absolutely love and adore. It's what really got me back into the hobby. And when Killteam 21 came out 3 years ago now, that's flown, I really got into it really fast. And to be honest, it's probably some of the most fun I've ever had with a Games Workshop game to date. What was so good about it? Well, I like skirmish games and I really enjoyed the special ops. I really enjoyed the narrative progression element. I liked the base building and I really enjoyed spending time with friends playing that game. I've had a little lad, and so the amount of time that I've got to spend has decreased quite significantly, to be honest. But my passion for this hobby still hasn't. Especially with Killteam, I've not had as much opportunity to play it as I would have liked, certainly towards the end of its life cycle. Now, over the past few weeks, we've seen Operation Hivestorm, the new season, new edition of Killteam, has been announced. I've already done a video talking about it. If you didn't see my reaction to that, go and have a look. Link up here. And with the new edition, the standard changing of the rules has occurred to make things a little bit more straightforward, a little bit more streamlined. But what's also been introduced, and that Games Workshop are really making a big thing of, is that it's going to have solo play and also cooperative play. That's right, you're going to be able to play with yourself or against the computer, NPOs. You can team up with a buddy that's never played the game before, and you can teach them the ropes on the same team rather than having to throw matches or do this kind of thing that we always do when we're trying to introduce one of us friends into our hobby. We simplify the rules, we introduce them stage at a time. Well, all that's been rolled into this Jointops learning experience that you can tackle certain missions together. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. I want to take a little bit of a deeper dive into what we know about that and do I think it's a good or a bad thing? I'd be interested to see what you guys think down in the comments. What I want to do in the first instance is we'll check out over on Warcom, have a look at what they've said, because I'm a little bit excited, but I'm a little bit disappointed as well. Without further ado, let's head over to there and have a gander, shall we? So what we know so far is that how you play co-op or single player is a little bit different to how you'll be playing if you're playing with an opponent. What they've done is really simplified how that demographic works. Rather than having two kill teams battle it off, you're the kill team, the specialist force, and you're going to basically act as an infiltrator into almost a wave generated NPO situation. So their kill teams are going to be made up of not kill teams, but the resistance forces will be made up of standard troop types that will then be overlaid onto specific characters inside of whatever army it is that you want to face off against. So in the example that they've given us, we've got like Brawler and Marksman, and what they've done there is shown a Brawler with an Orc, makes sense, and a Marksman with an Elder. So you could map these onto, perhaps you have a Brawler as some like a Cornate Berserker, something like that. And they'll be breaking down each of the archetypes that you will then map onto whoever it is that you're playing against. Now that's kind of a nice way of doing it. I do like that. It gives you a little bit more flexibility, but also it takes away from that experience, I think, of being able to play Killteam at its core of what it is. But from a single player point of view, forgetting about the Jointops part for the moment, I think from a single player point of view, this might actually be a better way to experience the game. In my head, when I'm playing Kill Team, it's not two kill teams fighting off against each other. It is my kill team, this elite force of special ops dudes, whichever team that I'm playing against, performing an action against an enemy, a larger enemy force, infiltrating a camp, some type of facility, whatever it may be. It doesn't necessarily have to be this matched play situation. It can be asynchronous, and that does sound really exciting. And from that standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint, I really like this simplified, laid on rules. It's going to let me tell the stories that are in my head that I want to get out in a dead straightforward, easy way. And you know what? I don't have to have an opponent ready to hand to do that with. I can literally play with myself, and I'm going to have a real good time doing it. My worry is that some of the subtle nuances of the specialist side of Kill Team that I'll be playing as are going to be wasted against the NPO style generic opposition that are in the standard unit types that Games Workshop are kind of giving us there. Now, doesn't mean to say that I'm totally against this idea at all. I think that it's going to be something that Games Workshop polish over time, and that's a really, really good thing. I think the fact that they're giving some weight to it now, showing that not only are they perhaps starting to understand that not all of us can make it to gaming clubs regularly, that we don't all have friendship groups that are all into Warhammer, and some of us just really don't want to play with strangers. I think this is fantastic, and kudos to Games Workshop. My hat's off to you. I think this is a step in the right direction. A lot of people may not see this as community building, but I really believe that this is a positive step to getting us, the community, back on side. I've talked about a little bit the solo play side of things, and that sounds really exciting across both boards for a positive and a negative. But let's talk a little bit about the Jointops. Now, this, I think, is going to be a good thing, but I'm not sure that it's going to give the introductory experience to new folk that I would want to give. I think it may oversimplify it. And again, as I touched on previously when I was talking about the single player missions, I think it may detract a little bit away from what Kill Team is. And certainly how you would play it in a matched play situation. But I'm trying to think of it from the perspective of all of the different player bases that may be playing it like that. I don't see how this can possibly work to the level that you would want. Perhaps if it's somebody that's completely new to the game or to tabletop gaming in general, to skirmish, wargaming, whatever you want to call what Kill Team is, I think this may be a reasonable route in, certainly for younger fans, kind of onboarding them. This would be something that I would absolutely play with my little one if he was a little bit older. But I don't think for giving somebody a flavour of what Kill Team is, certainly speaking from my experience of the current edition that's out, I'm not sure how that will work with quite generic NPOs that are in there. I will wait to give too much feedback on that because, as Games Workshop have already said in the Warcom article, this is very much going to be a method of introducing people, and over time, over the next season, they're going to elaborate on what the joint ops side of this is by giving more and more missions, different objectives, and layering on perhaps depth to it over those next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, whatever it is, that we're calling a season now. And we will see it evolve over that time, absolutely. And I think just perhaps holding off a little bit before I make too much judgment, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, is where I need to be. I am, however, interested in what you guys think as well. So don't forget, give us a subscribe because I will be talking about this again in the future. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'm super interested to find out. I'm tentatively excited about it. And that's where I am with this at the moment. I thought I was going to give this edition of Kill Team a miss. As I said in my previous video, I wasn't too bothered about it. I certainly won't be picking up the actual box set. I'm not interested at all in those two Kill Teams, unfortunately. However, what I will be picking up is a copy of the rules. That I will be definitely doing. And this single player aspect is really what's kind of my draw into this. If you guys think it'd be useful, I think having those single player, almost story driven narratives would be something that we could work on together backwards and forwards, me taking ideas from you, the community, and painting things up, and then playing through certain scenarios would be really, really good. I really would like to make some interactive kind of content like that. So again, do let me know what you think down in the comments, or reach out to me however you like. I am going to be setting up a Discord over the next couple of weeks. So if you want to join that, jump on. It'll be free of charge, not a Patreon exclusive or anything like that. It'll just be a community to talk about these kind of videos that I'm doing. Well, I'm going to leave it there for this week. I'll be back next week with the second part in the Stormcast painting tutorial. But until then, if you stuck around this far, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you stick around. But for now, I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good time. Stay hobbying. See you later, guys.